So what's being invited here is to start seeing how we interpret everything that we experience, every texture, every energy, every wave, every movement. We interpret it and make it wrong. All right, but usually wrong. And it's the wrongness that, if you like, puts us into a little prison cell of psychological suffering. And that's what we're trying to get rid of. So if we allow ourselves to simply let all the waves of experience, whether they're thought or any energetic felt sense or perceptual movement, just move. It has its own life. It has its own rhythm, without labeling, without interpreting, without interfering. Then presence, which is always here, always. You are present. Where else are you? You're not over there. You're here. The whole of you is here. You are having a bodily experience. You are having a sensory experience. You are having a perceptual experience. You are having a feeling or emotion based experience. You are having thought experience. It's always here. Where else is it? And awareness is always here. Where else is it? Yeah. So come to see that, come to realize that, and realize that the obscuration to the knowing of that presence, which is really an energetic field that is more subtle than the waves of feeling, emotion, thought, sensation, perception that arise, that appear. It's a more subtle frequency field, energetic field that is always here. We call it beingness. Being. That's why an animal can just be. They lie down, they sit, they wait, they rest in beingness, because there is no, they may be having sensory perceptual experiences. I don't know about thought activity, but yeah, it seems like it sometimes. Yeah, but they're not interpreting that, they're not labeling it, so they can be, and there is deep rest in that. It really is a field of energy. It's very subtle, but the less we interpret that which is experienced, that passes, that moves, the waves, then the more this field, this palpable field of beingness comes to the forefront, because it's not occluded, but it was always here. Yeah? So if there's anything to practice to support the knowing of this, it's to watch, to notice in the everyday, not when you're sitting in meditation. Yeah, because you can sit in absolute bliss in meditation, then you go back to your, yeah, you get up and you do whatever, and it's lost. Yeah. And you're back into the labeling and the interpreting and the, yeah. And where did that space go? Where did that spaciousness go? Where did that peace go? And then you go looking for that. It's impossible whilst you're doing. But what is possible is for that field of spaciousness, that field of energy. Yeah, I call it a subtle, subtle energy. It's like a vibration to come more and more into the foreground so that you're rooted in it. You are rooted in it. But when it's occluded, it feels like you're dissociated from it. And this includes everything. We speak about being more present in the body. What does that really mean? It means the same. It's not so much that you're more present in the body. It's more that the occlusion of thought, yeah, because not being present in the body is what we experience when we're caught up in our thoughts, yeah? And we're interpreting those thoughts, we're attached to those thoughts, and we're fighting those thoughts, or we're clinging to those thoughts, or the thoughts are a problem and we're trying to get rid of them. And if only they weren't there, then everything would be okay. But being present in the body is more an awareness, a recognition of the energy field that's already here. Because your body's already here. Yeah? Whether you're caught up in your thoughts or not, there is still a bodily experience. There are subtle energies, very subtle. It's like light at times. Yeah? So when we're not caught up in the interpretation and interference of thought, then we can actually feel very subtly, we're not attached to it, but very subtly, the waves of movement that we might call body. Yeah, it's an energy experience. It's like the ocean. Yeah. On the surface, there can be wild movement, waves splashing around. Right at the bottom of the ocean, there's this subtle movement, yeah, and this very slight, yeah, movement of the whole. And if there are any seaweeds in there, yeah, on the top, the seaweeds are broken off and they're floating around and crashing around on the shore. And in the depth of the ocean, those grasses, those seaweeds, whatever they are just, yeah, like this. Very subtle movement with that sway of the ocean. This is how the bodily experience is. This is how it is when we are sensing, experiencing, allowing, recognizing beingness, when beingness comes more to the forefront.